Right. For the 20th time, I've been asked, can I do a spurt box session of Micheal Jackson or XXXtentaction? And I have replied to a lot of those comments. One of these comments just came in a few minutes ago. And rather than just reply to the comment, I need to explain a few things. Now, these celebrity spurt box sessions, a lot of it had originated, and you can see where this is coming from. Micheal Jackson, XXX. We're talking about Steve Huff here. Now, with spurt box sessions, we do spurt box sessions here in the studio, here in the house, out on location. We do not 100% know what we are speaking to. We don't even know if we are talking to spirits, to be honest. They say they are spirits, but in order to do a spurt box session of Micheal Jackson or XXXtentaction, we would have to go to the place where Micheal Jackson lived or XXX lived, and even at that, it is not guaranteed that we can conduct a spurt box session. Now, I've had loved ones and people I know pass away, and close people close to me, and I have done spurt box sessions. Never once have I been successful in doing a spurt box session where I can 100% say that a person that I know has come through the spurt box. Now, we can turn on a spurt box and say, is Micheal Jackson here? And if you keep saying Micheal Jackson, whatever is communicating with that spurt box sometimes often copies us, and Micheal Jackson can come through. Now, in my mind, and in a lot of other people's minds, these spurt box sessions that are done on famous celebrities that have passed away are often done, and as Steve Huff says, these are best done 48 hours after this person has passed away. Now, if you're using a scanned radio and you're scanning the radio close to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, when the news comes on, the celebrity is going to come up on the news. But the other side of it is despite and those names are going to come up on the radio anyway. But there's no way that I can do a celebrity spurt box session. Now, Steve Huff does these 48 hours after a celebrity has passed. What happens then is he puts the title spurt box session, Micheal Jackson, and all these other celebrities, whatever celebrity it is at the time. And because he put the name into the title, it means that name gets out there, and it means that the views come in, it's trending, there's nothing paranormal involved in it. My own personal belief is that Steve Huff uses sound banks in his videos. He actually puts his videos together like putting together a film with us. And a lot of us, we do a spurt box session. We let it run. We don't cut it up. We don't do jump cuts. We don't do anything like that. So we could have a spurt box session going on for half an hour. We might get one response that's relevant. We mightn't get anything at all. But we don't cut them up. And especially you don't cut up a spurt box session with a question, jump cut, response. If you put a jump cut after a question and you put in response, which it means most of the time that this Spurt box session is put together like a jigsaw and made fit. My thoughts on Steve Huff isn't very good, and I know that this comment has come from Steve Huff. Now, I do not want to upset anybody, and I do not want to upset the person that just made that comment. Can you do Micheal Jackson and XXXtentaction? The truth of the matter is, I do Spurt box sessions on locations with history. There's names involved in those histories. I do not use those names because I do not want to influence the Spurt box session. But very often, what I think is happening in an environment like this, where this is a relatively new house. Now I have objects that are in the house. We have some supposedly haunted dolls. Now, if we believe that spirits are attached to objects, possibly spirits have come in with those objects. Or I go to a location where I do a paranormal investigation, or I bring some extra passengers home. But when I do a Spurt box session, I do not know what I'm talking to. I do not know who I'm communicating with. So, and another thing about Mr. Huffley's is he has been marketing a product for the last 6 years, which is basically an amplifier with pedals on it, stuck on the outside. Now he has called it a number of different names. This is a new box, Wonder Box White, Wonder Box Gold, all these kind of names. But basically, it's the same product, but people are still falling for it. And to me, all this device is not an invention in the first place. It is a collection of components that alters sound. Now, he may argue that the sound goes through these pedals, and the spurs can manipulate so many different electronic devices that this sound is going through. Well, that's up for debate, whatever. But at the end of the day, it is a sound altering device. Now, if you buy one of those sound altering devices, first of all, you're throwing away a lot of money. It is not worth a tenth of what it is being charged for. But you watch those videos that are put together like a film. I've seen other YouTubers who decided, right, we're going to buy one of these Huff boxes and we're going to see what it's like, and we're going to be very excited because we're going to get a communication like Mr. Huff does. And they do a video and it doesn't sound anything like it. And to my mind, there is overlaid audio involved in those videos. All of those videos that Mr. Huff does is marketing a product that is these wonder boxes, as well as Patreon. You'll hear him say Patreon a lot, and he's got a merch store. So every video, is an advertisement for products. There's not, to be honest with you, there's very, very little paranormal involved in those kind of videos. We are going to be honest with you, and what can I say? I mean, like, if you believe in Steve Huff, I'm sorry if I'm causing offense, but I'm just telling you the truth. You are better off looking somewhere else for anything to do with ITC. I have a video on my channel of a paranormal researcher, look at ITC research as a search term and look at other ITC researchers rather than putting all your faith into the one researcher. And to me, Steve Huff's not nothing to do with an ITC research. If he was heavily involved in ITC research, we would have seen his workshop by now. All he does is uses some glue and sticks on some things. Those ideas came from other people in the first place. But getting back to the celebrity spurt box sessions, it is a YouTube thing. It needs to stop. Steve Huff has done a number of these sessions, and to me, it is actually very, very disrespectful, because you go to those videos of those spurt box sessions. Under the video, in the description, you've got the links to PayPal, Patreon, his merch store, his mugs and his t-shirts and all the rest of it. If he was any way respectful, he would actually demonetize the video as well. But he's getting adverts in there as well. It is completely disrespectful to do something like that, and it's something I look down upon very, very highly. But I just, to be honest with you, me communicating with Micheal Jackson or any of these other famous people, it's not going to happen. It can't. You know, and as I says, if I went to where Micheal Jackson lived, there might be a possibility, but a very, very slim possibility. I'm being 100% honest with you. People's reality, people's belief in ITC, a lot of people have turned to Mr. Steve Huff, and the reason why he's coming up on top is because the titles of his videos: the best EVP communication ever, the best spur communication ever. He puts these all in his titles. He puts himself up on a pedestal, and there's something really, really dodgy about that. I just, for somebody to put themselves that high, there is something definitely wrong. It's a person I would not trust. Very often, people in the ITC, they're very humble people, and what in ITC, what we're looking for is the truth, and very often the truth isn't as exciting as made out on YouTube videos. In fact, YouTube has done a lot of damage, and people on YouTube have done a lot of damage to the paranormal world. Our expectations of reality has gone that much higher. Take for example the video that I just done of the paranormal investigation of Cumber House. 3.5 hours, half the time I was sitting in a room doing nothing at all. But when it comes to the paranormal, that's the reality. That is the reality. The excitement is we get an EVP. If we're lucky, we get an EVP. We get a light anomaly. That's exciting. It is in YouTube terms, in the paranormal terms now, that is only a small thing. But in reality, it is a big thing, because there's a high probability that is paranormal. But YouTube is an entertaining platform. People want to see slamming doors. People want to see things flying off shelves, and some of these people, they give it to them. Is it paranormal? No, it's not. It's fiction. It's absolute pure and utter fiction. And there are these some of these videos are basically they're little horror movies. It's the paranormal is not as scary as some of these YouTubers make out, but people want to be scared. People want to be scared. But the reality of getting out a spurt box session, or a spurt box, and as Steve Huff says, a telephone to the dead, we are far from that kind of technology. He claims he puts his flag in the ground. He's achieved this. He's been asked umpteen times, must be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, Steve, prove your findings, and he just ignores them. He's done hundreds and hundreds of videos on his channel, and he says it has been proven. But when you look deeply into it, it's not proven at all. Like, I used to believe in Steve Huff, and I came across a channel called Order of Magnitude. Now, the person that made that comment, please go to Order of Magnitude. He can explain a lot of this a lot better than I can come up with words. You know, and I had subscribed to Order of Magnitude for a while, but I was a believer of Steve Huff. I wasn't happy with Order of Magnitude and the way he was trying to debunk Mr. Huff, because I believed in Mr. Huff. But then I went back and I unsubscribed from Mr. Magnitude, went back to Steve Huff, and I was, oh, Steve Huff must be a great man because he's got love in his heart and he talks about God. Thing is, anybody can pull the God card and come across as a nice person. To me, trying to sell a guitar amp with pedals stuck on the side and some crystals on it, and trying to sell this product to people that want to communicate with their loved ones because they're grieving, I think it's disgraceful, But I started to see holes in his evidence, and I went back to Order of Magnitude, and now I completely understand. And I 100% agree with everything he says. So if you need a bit of education around Mr. Huff and these dead celebrity Spirit Box sessions, please go to Order of Magnitude, and I'll leave a link in the description down below, because I do not want to see people with false hopes, and some of these videos that are not true is creating false hopes, and I don't like to see that. It gives everybody else a bad name. It's tarring everybody else with the same brush at times, and that's what angers us. But the Spirit Box itself, it is an instrument, an experimental tool. We are not guaranteed to get what we want out of it. We cannot turn on a Spirit Box and say, I want to talk to my aunt, I want to talk to my grandmother that has passed away. It's not like a telephone where you can pick it up and talk to your dead relatives like that. It is far from that, and that is the impression that Steve Huff gives to viewers, and it is completely wrong. People buy these boxes as well, and then they say, oh, it's not working the same way as you do it. Well, you're not connected to the spurs. That's bullshit. Yes, you have to be connected. The part of the communication is possibly the person themselves and how they're connected with the Spirit Box session and all the rest of it. But a lot of these videos, they're manufactured. And I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this out of guessing. I know by looking at Steve Huff's videos for a couple of years, it's time. That's time I won't get back because I haven't learned a thing from him. But as far as these dead celebrity Spirit Box sessions and stuff like that, it is to bring in views. It is to bring in subs. It's to get trending on YouTube, and it's a sad situation. But I just want to give you the reality of it. We are fans of a lot of celebrities that have passed on, and simply taking out a hacked radio or Spirit Box, Mr. Huff's Wonderbox. We cannot just take it out and turn it on and we're talking to Micheal Jackson. I'm living here in Ireland. Micheal Jackson used to live in America. How does that work? Yes, we don't know. We don't know what how the communication works and that. But when you think of it that way, how am I supposed to communicate with somebody that used to live in America? So if you are a fan of Steve Huff, I would suggest that you go to order of magnitude and just listen to what he's got to say. And because Steve Huff is very good at bringing in people, and he can come across as very nice. Love is the key. I've got God in my heart. And talking to Archangel Micheal, I mean, like, Archangel Micheal is a regular visitor to Steve Huff's house. What's so special about him? But then he's the chosen one. There's something not right there. There is something not right there, and people are believing this. And I'm not. And people now will turn around and say, "Oh, but you're just jealous because you don't have God in your heart, or you don't have the same communication as Steve Huff, so now you're angry and stuff like that." I'm just telling the way it is. I'm sorry, but I cannot talk to dead celebrities. I cannot even talk to my own loved ones, and that is the fact. We can turn on a spirit box, and we can get communication. We can get all kinds of we can get negative, or we can get positive communication. But do we know who we're talking to? Absolutely not. And that is the truth. That is the truth about spirit box sessions, and that is the truth about ITC. So I would suggest that these people that are making these comments, I appreciate all comments, but rather than just reply to this comment, I needed to do this video, because I would reply to that comment and I would write a book on it. Celebrity Spirit Box Sessions is a thing on YouTube to bring in viewers, to bring in subs, and hence bring in money. It is an attention-seeking thing. You put it in a special word into a title. You put a picture of a celebrity on your thumbnail. Thumbnails and titles are the two things that brings in viewers. And if you put a famous person in a title and a thumbnail, that will automatically go out into the YouTube world, and people will see it. And that's how people get the views like Mr. Huff. So I'm going to leave it for now, folks. But I just needed to reply to this comment. And I appreciate all comments. And it is a typical comment that we do see on Steve Huff's comment section. Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do a spirit box session on this guy, that guy, all these famous people? Can you do a spirit box session on Elvis and all this kind of stuff? And they're not joking. They're genuinely saying, please, can you do a spirit box session on my favorite celebrity and stuff? ITC does not work like that. And I'm sorry, that I am but I need to tell you the truth. I just need to tell you the truth. The truth of the matter is, we just don't know what we're communicating with, and our ITC research, our devices and stuff like that hasn't advanced as much as we would like. And this thing that spirit boxes are radio communication or a telephone to the dead, it's far from the case. What I'm communicating here in the house, I don't know. I have a number of spirit box sessions, but it takes a number of spirit box sessions where I am getting small boy named Tim, and the reason why I'm getting a small boy named Tim is because I've done about 10 or 15 spurt box sessions where 6 or 7 times a small boy called Tim has come through the spurt box. Am I being lied to? Possibly. You know, there's no 100% guarantees in ITC or in the paranormal in that matter. But I'm going to leave it for now. I'll leave a link to Order of Magnitudes channel in the bottom, and you know, it will show you all the different aspects of these type of videos and what they are designed for. But you know, appreciate the comment. Look at other researchers, go through a search and go through a number of different researchers. If you're researching something, especially on YouTube, there's these people on YouTube that pretend to be experts or make out that they're experts. Watch 10 or 15 different videos, then you'll get a picture. You know, you'll get a common denominator through all of those, because some of the information that is sent out to us is far from correct, in other words. But I'm going to leave it for now. It wasn't meant to be Mr. Huff video, but you know, when you get the question, can you do a Micheal Jackson or an XXX spurt box session? You know for a fact it's coming from influences from Steve Huff. It's very, very sad, actually. It's very, very sad that people have been taken in by this fakery, and that's what it is. I can't be done for slander, because it's been proven a number of times what has been going on over layered audio and things like that. These spurt box sessions, you cannot bring those spurt box sessions to the scientific community and they say, wow, you spoke with Micheal Jackson, because it's been cut up into tiny little bits. You do a spurt box session, you turn on the spurt box, you communicate, you leave the camera running the whole time. That means you cannot be blamed for cutting it up and putting it together to make it fit yourself, you know. And that's what's been happening. He's very good with cameras and stuff, but he's very, very good at putting together videos. But when it comes to a spurt box sessions and stuff like that, it is not the way to present your evidence, for sure. But I'm going to leave for now, folks, and I will see you in the next one.